This is the level of stress you will have when you start your own business. And this is when you do it in a foreign country where you barely speak the language. But it goes to record highs when that country is Germany and you must navigate the German bureaucracy and file your taxes. Now, you can't go to the Lohnsteuerhilferein because they aren't allowed to help. The private tax advisors are very expensive. And if you want to do it by yourself, there is a lack of enough resources in English. So I struggled and I don't want you to go through that. In this video, we'll talk A to Z about taxes for a business owner or a freelancer in Germany. So let's get started. For those who are new here, my name is Srijit and in this channel, we talk all about wealth, happiness and sometimes taxes. Now, I'm not a financial advisor or a tax expert. I'm just sharing my experiences from what I have learned. So take all this information but make your own decisions. You all know how taxes work. You work, earn an income, a share of which is paid to the government in the form of taxes. And the German tax system is based on how you earn this income. And based on that, it can be classified into 4 groups. First is the most common use case. You work as an employee at a company that pays you a fixed salary as an income. In this case, you pay only the income tax. It is pretty straightforward when it comes to filing tax returns for employees. I've made a video here on how to do this for free with Elster. Now, if you are not employed by anyone and carry out independent work that earns you an income, then you belong to either a freelancer, also called the Freiberufler, or a solo proprietorship, also known as Einkommensteuer. And this is where it starts to get complicated. A freelancer is someone who offers a service in an area that they are trained to do so. And these areas are well defined in the German law. In the description below, you can find a detailed list of all the provisions and services that qualify as freelancing. You are a Gewerbesteuer or a trader when you run a business. This means, for example, selling goods in a retail store or in an online shop. Your business could be a one-person business called as Einkommensteuer or a registered commercial business, with the laws and the complexity being different for both. The main difference being in terms of liability. In case of a solo proprietorship, you are solely responsible for all the damages and losses that you cause to others through your business. Now, the next category is a Kleinunternehmen or a small business. Your business will qualify as a small business if your total turnover in the foundation year is not expected to exceed 22,000 euros and 50,000 euros in the following year. As a trader or business owner, you are legally required to register your company with the responsible trade office or the Gewerbesteuer. And every business or service, even the ones that come under small business regulation, must present the sales and profits to the tax office and file a tax return. And to do that, we need to first know which all taxes we have to pay. Everyone in Germany who earns an income of more than 10,908 euros has to pay the income tax. And as a self-employed person, you are also legally required to submit your tax return annually. And if you work as a normal employee in addition to your self-employment, then the income will be added together. You must show the tax office the income and expenses you had with your business relationship so that they can tax your profits. If your profit as an entrepreneur is less than 60,000 euros per year and your total turnover does not exceed the limit of 600,000 euros, then you don't have to submit a detailed balance sheet. Then you can declare your profit with a simple income surplus form, also known as the Einnahmenüberschussrechnung, which we will discuss later. Umsatzsteuer or value-added tax is basically the sales tax that has to be paid on every product and service sold in Germany, irrespective of whether you are a freelancer, single business owner or a corporation. The standard tax rate is 19%, but there is also a reduced 7% rate for certain goods and services. If you are a small business owner, then you don't have to pay or collect VAT on goods and services that you sell. So you can price your products at a competitive rate compared to the big companies. But then you have to explicitly declare this to the tax office in writing. You also have the option to skip this and charge VAT for your goods and services. This makes sense if you have expenses of a large scale in the beginning of your business activity, the VAT on which you can get back. When your small business grows and stop being small, then it's time for Gewerbesteuer or trade tax. This is a local tax on business income collected by the municipalities and the rate varies depending on the municipality. Whether you have to pay a trade tax or not depends on your annual income. Anything above 24,500 euros annually, it's time for the trade tax. And freelancers, they are generally exempt from the trade tax. Once you register your business at the Gewerbesteuer or the trade office, you will soon get a welcome letter from the tax office. You'll be asked to fill out a questionnaire called Fragebogen zur steuerliche Erfassung and submit within 3 to 4 weeks using the online software called Elster. You can here find a detailed tutorial video on how to fill out the form. Since freelancers do not register their business at the Gewerbesteuer, they don't receive a letter from the tax office. Instead, they can directly fill out and submit the questionnaire through Elster. Now, there are also other forms to be filled out and submitted when you file your tax returns as a freelancer or business owner in Germany. Let's check these forms out. Hauptfordruck. This is the main form and must always be completed. It has your personal details, bank details, and if you want to communicate some information to the tax office along with your declaration, you can do all that here. Now, once you fill out the main form, there are certain attachments that you have to submit along with it. This depends upon your type of income and your special use cases. The Anlage S or the Form S is a 2-page form to be filled out for freelancers. All the profits from your freelance activity must be recorded in this form. This includes the profit calculated by accounting or income statement, the profit shares from freelance partnerships, capital gains, profit from part-time activities, and also losses. Now, next one is the Anlage G or the attachment G. This form has to be filled out for small businesses, single owner businesses, and big commercial enterprises. All the profits from the commercial activity should be entered in this form. The attachments S and G only records your profits and losses, but not how you came up with these values. If you are a small business owner or a freelancer, then a simple accounting with a list of expenses and income should be enough. This could be done and submitted to the tax office with a simple income surplus form or Einnahmenüberschussrechnung or the EUR form. In this form, you break down all the sales from your small business and also record all your business costs and other operating expenses. You can easily do this with an accounting tool such as Safdesk, which automatically executes this revenue surplus calculation. Then you can take over the results to the EUR form and then transfer them to the tax office through Elster. If you only operate your side business or freelance activity on the side and also have an income from a normal employment relationship, then you must also fill out the attachment N. You can find videos on how to fill out all these forms on the channel, so do check them out and subscribe. Now, a crucial factor that reduces your taxes is the expenses that you enter into these forms as a freelancer or a business owner. And to find out which expenses you can deduct, just answer this question. Do I need this expense to earn money for the business? And some common expenses that you can deduct are travel costs, office supplies, training costs, consulting fees, insurance, etc. You can find a detailed checklist with all the expenses that you can claim in the link in the description below. Even though you don't have to submit any proof of expenses along with your tax return, you are legally required to store all the incoming and outgoing invoices as well as other proof of payment for 10 years. Now, when it comes to deadline for filing your tax return, you have time until 31st July of the following year. For example, for the declaration of the financial year 2021, 31st July 2022 is the deadline. And if you have your tax return carried out by a tax consultant, then the submission deadline is extended by 7 months to the last day of February the following year. Now, I know I haven't covered every single aspect of starting a business or a freelance service in Germany. If you are someone who is on the freelance or solo business journey in Germany, then you can find some useful videos on the channel. If you got some value from this video, then give it a like and do subscribe to the channel. Until I see you with another video, take care, have a wonderful rest of the day, and bye.